When the sun goes down behind the mountains and the fields become a shade of gold, I can hear the horses in the distance, and the evening air is growing cold. You are sitting on the front porch with your old blue sweater on, and I wonder how the years went by us so quietly from dusk to dawn. There was a time we were just dreaming of a home and a little land. We were young and didn't know much, but we knew we'd understand. We didn't need a perfect future, we just needed somewhere to stay, and someone who would walk beside us every step along the way. When the sun goes down and the whole world turns to gold, I'll be right here beside you, just like I was long ago. Every road we've ever traveled, every story we have found, will be waiting in our memories when the sun goes down. I remember Sunday mornings with the church bells down the road. You would wear your favorite blue dress, and I'd carry our youngest home. Afterward we'd gather at the table while the coffee filled the room, and the smell of fresh baked bread there made the afternoon come soon. Those were days we didn't treasure quite as much as we should have. We were busy raising children, we were busy learning love. Now those moments feel like pictures hanging softly on the wall, and I wouldn't trade a single one if I could relive them all. There were storms across the prairie, there were nights of heavy rain, there were times we wondered whether things would ever feel the same. But the morning always followed, and the sky would turn to blue, and somehow every road got easier when I walked it next to you. You never asked for riches, you never asked for gold, you just wanted somewhere peaceful where our story could unfold. And I learned that love is simple when you find the right one's heart. It's the person who stays beside you when the difficult days start. When the sun goes down and the whole world turns to gold, I'll be right here beside you, just like I was long ago. Every road we've ever traveled, every story we have found, will be waiting in our memories when the sun goes down. Now the grandchildren are laughing by the old familiar tree, and I see a little bit of us in every face I see. They don't know how quickly time moves, they don't know how years can fly, so we watch them chase the evening as the birds cross through the sky. You reach over for my hand, and I hold it just just as tight, because every year we've lived together still feels precious tonight. The world can keep on turning, the highways can keep moving on, but this little country evening is the place where I belong. When my footsteps finally slow down and I can't walk quite as far, I'll still follow you through twilight by the light of every star. And if tomorrow takes us somewhere that we've never been before, I'll still know that I'm not lonely if you're walking through that door. So let the old road keep on winding, let the river keep its course, let the seasons change around us as they always have before. We'll sit together in the evening and remember how it began. Two young hearts beside a country road with forever in their hands. When the sun goes down and the whole world turns to gold, I'll be right here beside you, just like I was long ago. Every road we've ever traveled, every story we have found, will be waiting in our memories when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down, I'll still reach for your hand. After all these years together, I still understand that the greatest life we could have was the simple one we found, with your heart beside my heart. When the sun goes down, the mountains turn to shadow, the porch light starts to glow, the evening settles soft. Where the wildflowers grow beside the fence, and the morning light comes through, there's a little piece of heaven that I always shared with you. The meadow wakes so gently when the first birds start to sing, and the whole world feels much softer when the countryside turns green. I remember those first mornings when we didn't know the way, but we found a little farmhouse and decided we would stay. There were cracks along the windows and the porch was falling down, but you looked across the meadow and you loved that little town. Where the wildflowers grow, that's where my heart belongs. Where the old creek keeps on running and the birds keep singing songs. Where the sunset paints the mountains and the evening breezes blow. I'll remember all our years there, where the wildflowers grow. We planted roses by the doorway and tomatoes by the shed. You We would sing while making supper as the evening light turned red. I would come home tired from working, with the dust upon my shoes. But one look across the kitchen and I'd forget the day's bad news. There were birthdays at the table, there were Christmases in snow, there were summer nights of laughter and the children learning to grow. Every little family moment became precious with the years, and the memories we gathered are the ones that brought us here. One by one they left the valley to discover roads unknown, but they always found their way back to the place they called their home. Now their children run the meadow where their parents used to play, and I see the same old laughter coming back again today. You and I sit on the porch now, watching everything unfold. The story keeps on growing, though our hands are getting old. You lean gently on my shoulder as the evening starts to fall, and I realize that simple love was always worth it all. We never needed much, we never needed more, just a little piece of country land and someone worth living for. Where the wildflowers grow, that's where my heart belongs. Where the old creek keeps on running and the birds keep singing songs. Where the sunset paints the mountains and the evening breezes blow. I remember all our years there, where the wildflowers grow. If another life should find me on another country road, I'd still search for your old farmhouse, I'd still carry the same load, I'd still hear your voice at sunset, I'd still see your smiling face, and I'd still choose that little meadow as my favorite resting place. The winter may come quietly and cover every field, but beneath the sleeping earth, the flowers never truly yield. When the spring returns once more, they'll rise beneath the sun, just like all the love we've planted long before our journey's done. Where the wildflowers grow, that's where I'll always be. Where the old creek keeps on running through the valley to the sea. Where the sunset paints the mountains and the evening breezes blow, I'll carry all our memories. Where the wildflowers grow, where the wildflowers grow, our story will remain in every little country road after every summer rain. And if the years should take us farther than these old fields ever know, I'll still carry you forever. Where the wildflowers grow. The evening light is fading, the meadows turning gold. Your hand is still inside like it was of old, where the wild flowers grow, where the wildflowers grow. That's where my heart belongs, where the wildflowers grow beside the fence, and the morning light comes through. Where the wildflowers grow beside the fence, and the morning light comes through. There's a little piece of heaven. There's an old road through the valley, where the morning shadows fall, past the barn with weathered windows, and the little wooden wall. I remember walking there on a quiet summer day, when you took my hand beside me, and we never looked away. We were young and full of wishes. We had very little then, just a small house near the meadow, and a road that never ends. You would wake me with the sunrise. I would hear the coffee pour, and the simple life we dreamed of was already at our door. The old road leads us home. Every time the daylight fades through the fields of golden wheat, and the memories we made, wherever life may take us, whatever years may come, I'll keep walking right beside you till the old road leads us home. There were summers full of laughter, there were winters cold and long, there were evenings by the fire when we'd sing an old country song. We had worries, we had troubles, we had bills we couldn't pay, but you always found a reason to believe another day. Then the children filled the hallway with their little running feet. Every morning brought a blessing, every night was bittersweet. We watched them grow before us like the flowers in the spring, and we learned that love was richer than the finest worldly thing. Now the house is getting quieter, and the years have made their mark. weather has turned to silver. There are lines around your eyes, but I still see that young woman standing underneath those skies. Sometimes we sit without talking as the evening turns to blue. There is nothing left to prove now. There is nothing left to do. We've already lived the story that we once were scared to start, and every road behind us still lives inside my heart. If I could go back tomorrow, I would choose the same old way. I'd still meet you by the meadow on that warm September day. I'd still give you my promise. I'd still take your hand. I'd still build our little home on this quiet piece of land. When the autumn leaves are falling and the fields are turning brown, we'll walk slowly down the driveway as the sun is going down. You can lean against my shoulder, I will keep you warm and near, because every road was worth it for the life we made here. The old road leads us home. Every time the daylight fades through the fields of gold and wheat, and the memories we made. Wherever life may take us, whatever years may come, I'll keep walking right beside you till the old road leads us home. The old road leads us home. There's an old road through the valley where the morning shadows fall, past the barn with weathered windows and the little wooden wall. I remember walking there on a quiet summer day, when you took my hand beside me and we never looked away. They were young. The evening settles slowly across the fields of gold. The road is turning quiet as the day begins to fold. I can hear the distant crickets and the river rolling by, and I know there's nowhere better than beneath this open sky. We found this little farmhouse at the end of a gravel road. There was an old wooden table and a porch that needed work. The windows let the morning in, the roof was worn and gray, but you smiled across the doorway and said, "We'll make it our place." We painted all the walls together, we planted flowers by the gate. We learned that building something lasting resting sometimes means you simply wait. Every nail and every board became a memory somehow, and that little weathered farmhouse still feels like heaven now. Home beneath the open sky, where the evening winds blow free, where the fields turn gold at sunset and the river meets the trees. Home is not a perfect house or the things we leave behind. Home is where your hand is waiting and your heart is close to mine. There were mornings full of sunshine, there were mornings full of rain. There were days when every answer seemed to disappear again. But you'd put the coffee on and you'd open up the door, and somehow all the troubles didn't matter anymore. We watched the seasons change around us. Spring would turn to summer green, then the autumn leaves would cover every road we'd ever seen. Winter brought the quiet evenings by the fire's gentle glow, and every year I loved you deeper, more than you could ever know. Then the children filled the house up with their laughter and their dreams. Little boots beside the doorway, little hands beside the stream. There were birthdays at the table, there were songs around the tree. There were summer nights together underneath the old oak tree. We watched them grow much faster than we ever thought they would, and wave goodbye when they found the roads they should. And though the house became much quieter, their memories stayed near. Every photograph reminds us of the sweetest kind of years. Time keeps moving like the river, but some things never change. Love can cross 1,000 seasons and still remain the same. Home beneath the open sky, where the evening winds blow free, where the fields turn gold at sunset and the river meets the trees. Home is not a perfect house or the things we leave behind. Home is where your hand is waiting and your heart is close to mine. Now the silver's in your hair and there's silver in mine too, but every time I see you smiling, I still see the girl I knew, standing by that old front gate on a warm September day, before we knew how many years would slowly pass away. We've had moments we remember and some we'd rather leave, but every road was worth the journey. Every lesson made us believe that the greatest kind of fortune isn't something you can own, it's having someone beside you when the whole world feels unknown. Boots resting by the firelight, like they've earned the night. I've worn them through both mud and rain, through joy and pain. Every crease along the side has something to confide about the roads I walked along to build a home. I stayed in towns that felt too small, heard gossip on the wall, but I never let their words define my worth. You learn young in places tight to hold on right to who you are inside and let pride ride. Boots are resting by the firelight, tell my truth. I didn't waste my youth, I worked, I tried, I stood with pride, and even when I cried, I never lost my fight. I've loved a man who loved the road more than the load of staying still beside my hand on promised land. And I forgave him in my way at end of day. Some hearts are built to roam, not to stay home. Now I sit with quiet grace in this place, no longer chasing someone's dream or fitting seams. These boots don't run from storms, they've kept me warm through every hard goodbye under a western sky. You don't measure life by gold or stories told, you measure it by miles you stand on your own land. Boots resting by the firelight, shine soft and low. They know the roads I chose, and I don't regret a single step. They carried me to who I'm meant to be. Just fading county lines, with nothing but a tank half full and a heart that wouldn't pull back from what it had to face. From every change of place, life don't ask you if you're ready, it just rolls steady. I married young on borrowed faith, thought love would always wait, but time, his ways are wearing thin the strongest skin. We tried to hold what wouldn't stay, watched it slip away, and I learned that letting go is riding slow. It's a slow ride across the prairie, through loss and grace, through every line upon my face. Freedom ain't running wild, it's raising a child and standing tall through it all. I've buried friends beneath oak trees, dropped to my knees, asked heaven questions with no reply, watched seasons pass me by. But even grief can teach you how to live right now, to love the ones still here and hold them near. Now the wind moves through my hair without despair. I don't fight the dust that blows or roads I chose. I take each mile as it comes with quiet lungs and let the prairie sky expand inside this land. You don't outrun yesterday, you learn to stay inside your own skin and breathe again. It's a slow ride across the prairie, not fast, not loud, but steady as a passing cloud. And I'm not afraid of the price I paid, every mile made the woman I am. Moonlight on a dusty saddle, silver on the ground. There were years I felt half broken, never making a sound. I carried weight I didn't show, smiled when I felt low. You get real good at hiding storms when you've been warned. I worked double shifts in winter, saved what little came, watch my reflection in store windows, barely knew my name. But something in me wouldn't bend or fully in. It whispered, "Girl, just hold the line, you'll be fine." Moonlight on a dusty saddle still shines bright. Even after every fight, freedom's not escape, it's finding shape in who you are beneath the stars. I stood alone at crossroads wide with wounded pride, chose the harder road ahead over what was said. And though it cost me tears and sleep, the roots run deep in soil that once felt dry, now blooms inside. Every scar becomes a seam in a stronger dream. Every fall becomes a stand across this land. Moonlight on a dusty saddle tells my tale. Not perfect, not without fail, but steady and true. Through all I've been through, I rise under western skies. The highway knows my name, knows my shame, knows the nights I drove too far under broken stars. I've chased hope in distant towns, let me down, but I kept turning that old key, believing in me. Raised my girl between two states, past due dates, taught her how to speak her mind and not rewind. Told her life won't play fair, but don't you dare let the world decide your worth from your birth. Facing what you face and standing in the flame without shame. I've lost love at exit signs, crossed state lines with nothing but a duffel bag and dreams to drag. But every road that led me wrong still made me strong, built a backbone I can trust out of dust. Choice I made, every scar I claim, helped me stake my claim, and now I stand on my own land. Steel guitar, slow bands, low cruise to the ride and roll. At break of day, the prairie held your shadow long, like a half-remembered song that drifts through open plains like summer rain. I watched the dust rise in the dark, felt it mark the place where love once stood, and felt so good. We weren't wild, we weren't young, we'd both been stung, but something in your quiet eyes felt like sunrise. Cowboy under a midnight sky still rides through my mind. Freedom wasn't running free, it was you beside me, under western stars so high. Cowboy under a midnight sky. The ranch house feels too wide at night without your light. Boots still resting by the door on that old wood floor. I don't move them from their place, they hold your trace, not in sorrow, not in pain, just memories refrain. Steel guitar, lead solo, fiddle harmony swell, soft dynamic rise and fall. I've lived enough to understand a wandering man can love you deep and still ride on toward the dawn. Not Not every heart is built to stay. Some are made for open range, and I won't curse the sky for letting you fly. Take the dust and let it fall. Love outlives it all. Not in hands, not in chains, but in plains. I stand steady in the night, under quiet light. Cowboy under a midnight sky. I don't ask why some loves are meant to be wide and free, like wind across the ride. Cowboy under a midnight sky. And even when the years roll by, I'll remember why. Under stars that never lie, we were alive. Steel guitar echo, horn out of the distance, slow fade into prairie night. There's a blue chair by the window. Mama used to sit there every day, watching birds out in the garden, watching seasons drift away. A cup of coffee in her hands, a Bible on her knee. She made that little corner feel like the safest place to be. She knew every neighbor's story, every child on the street. She could turn a troubled afternoon into something sweet. And somehow, when she smiled, the whole room felt brand new. Funny how the strongest people never need to prove it to you. That blue chair by the window still remains, holding all the sunlight and the years that couldn't stay. And every time I pass it, I can almost hear her say, life goes fast, so love while you can. Now dust dances through the morning light, where her laughter used to live. And I'd give anything to hear again the wisdom she could give about forgiveness and patience can last. But maybe that's what makes it beautiful. One more mile of moonlight rolling across the hood. One more mile of thinking about things I misunderstood. The highway keeps unfolding like pages from a book, and every mile behind me feels different when I look. I used to think the answers waited somewhere far away, in another town, another love, another brighter day. But years have a way of teaching what youth cannot see. Sometimes the thing you're chasing is already inside you. One more mile of moonlight, one more mile to go, and every lonely mile tonight teaches what I need to know. That peace isn't a place somewhere down the road. It's learning how to carry your own soul. The stars don't rush across the sky. I took the long way through Texas just to clear my mind. Miles of open country and power lines. The sky stretched out forever like an unanswered prayer. And for the first time in a long time, I finally breathe the air. The radio kept playing old songs from years ago, each one carrying pieces of people I used to know. Some were lovers, some were friends, some only passed me by, but every one of them left footprints somewhere in my life. A long way through Texas showed me more than all the destinations I was searching for. 'Cause sometimes the road itself has lessons to give about how to let go and still live. At a roadside cafe near Amarillo, an old woman smiled at me, said, "Honey, life ain't about arriving, it's about who you become on the journey." And I carried those words for another 1,000 miles.